Questions for Tobe or Deli?
Anthony, are you a guy that needs time to get going in the game? It just seems like you've had some really big second halves, but maybe not as much early.
I wouldn't say so. I'd say, I mean, every game's different. You know, some games you feel it early, some games later. It's just, you know, you're figuring out the game as you go on, kind of what coverage is and stuff like that. And it's just a matter of time. I mean, it's also, I mean, the whole team's playing a certain way and stuff like that, and we're looking for each other. So, you know, any moment, anyone can kind of go off.
Tobe, it seemed like this was maybe the most aggressive you looked early on in the game. Was there a particular thing you were just trying to establish yourself?
Just mainly just stop thinking, stop overthinking. You know, when that tip goes up, just put the blinders on, play as hard as you can. Don't hyper focus on scout and you know the game plan. But you know it's basketball at the end of the day, so play freely.
How do you think you and Henry played together? 10 for 15 combined, 25 points. Those numbers are pretty big from that spot.
It's great. I mean, I think when we're both producing on the court at the same time, it's really hard for teams to defend us. If I'm in there, you know, rebounding, doing my deal, and then he comes in, you know, picking and popping, shooting threes, dunking over dudes, like it's really hard to game plan against.
Tommy was just in here, and despite you guys having won 6 in a row, 4-0 in the conference, he seemed very upset about a lot of the things that happened in this game. Is that how you guys looked at this, that this should have been a much better win?
Yeah, I mean, obviously defensively it wasn't where we're at, and our rankings kind of show better than what we showed tonight. And I think that's kind of the frustration he was showing, just in things that, you know, we could have easily won by 20, 25, and that's probably what it should have been, but we kind of let it slip, had a few moments where we kind of went back to our old ways that weren't working a little bit, and that's kind of something we're trying to leave in the past because, like, since we've changed, you know, with, like you said, with 4-0, whatever it is now.
And Tobe, what was UCF doing as far as being able to control the boards as well as they did, particularly on the offensive side?
Well, they were shooting some, you know, wild and contested shots, so you always get sort of the ball bouncing crazy different ways. I think the main thing was that when they were shooting threes, guys were kind of collapsing to box out their mans. But, you know, when a team is shooting threes, the rebound is going to be long. So I feel like that gave UCF, you know, a big opportunity on the boards with us, you know, crashing down and then them getting the easy rebounds.
Any difference for you, just that road trip offensively seemed like it was tough for you anyway? I mean, just getting back to your groove.
Just going back to basics. Just going back to basics. Knowing what I'm good at, knowing what I'm not good at, and then just focusing on that.
Something you got away from, or something that either of those teams are doing to defend you, that you mean, or?
I would just say like I said before, just stopped overthinking.
Threes in the second half, you looked pretty fired up a couple times. Was there anything more to it than normal? Or?
Just big moment, big play, just kind of emotions let run wild. I mean, I know, you know, we kind of feed off that. Like when Tobe does something, I feed off that. We all kind of use that energy to, you know, give us momentum, and that's just something happened. I liked it, let loose a little bit.
How do you guys think practice will be next? Given he came in here fiery, was more disappointed than pleased.
Lots of rebounding drills, lots of boxing out drills. We'll probably see it in film first, then, you know, it'll translate to practice and stuff like that. But, you know, coach is a great coach. He knows what it takes to win, so he's going to, you know, hold us to a high standard even if we do win, you know.
When you guys are doing all that stuff, do you feel like any of this is just, you know, maybe a little bit of natural letdown? You had a big trip, you're up 14 early in this game. Is it easy to take a breath and maybe you don't go as hard after a rebound or whatever? Did you sense any of that with you guys? Maybe just not quite as sharp?
I wouldn't say that. I think that, you know, after those 2 big road wins, complacency is something that you fight against. But I wouldn't say it was necessarily a lack of effort. Probably us not playing our smartest basketball. You know, our techniques on our box outs, like I had mentioned before. So yeah, I think the guys brought great effort today. It was just, you know, some mental lapses here and there.
Question for both of you guys. Coach Lloyd actually said down the stretch you guys played dumb. What do you think he meant by that?
I would say, I mean, in moments, obviously, you can, watching the film, you can kind of nitpick everything and what you should have done and what you shouldn't have done after the fact. But in the moment, like Tobe said, everyone was trying hard. Just sometimes you don't make the probably best decision in terms of what's best for the team and not best for, individual play. That's kind of, I guess, what I would interpret that as, because we kind of fell back to that. Early in the season, we were doing that a lot. And then when they came back from the 14 deficit, that's kind of what we were doing. And then we, kind of got out of that, realized we acknowledged our mistake, and then kind of you can see how fast we got back to lead. So it's just a team thing, an accountability thing, and we took that like no one's taking things personal here. So as soon as we saw that, we just changed, and that was it.
What's the big picture with you guys? You guys are 4-0 now in the conference. A lot of people on the outside might be saying, hey, they're back, this team's pretty good, or, whatever. I mean, do you feel like the momentum's going the right way, or does this game make you wonder, a little bit about, okay, we got to do this better, or whatever?
Well,
I mean, it doesn't change. I mean, we don't expect anything different.
Yeah, well, I mean, is there pretty, compared to like, say, after that UCLA game where you were a month ago, do you feel like things are, in general, are a lot different, or how are you guys viewing it?
I think from the beginning, we thought we were never out of it despite the losses. I think continually throughout the season we've been building, and I think you've seen some of that stuff come to fruition as of late. We still have areas in which we still need to build and grow as players individually and collectively as a team. So I would say right now we're right where we want to be. We're not perfect, but there's still room for improvement.
All set. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.